From the moment we start out, we are given this map. A blueprint for good life. Go here, do this, climb that ladder. It's handed down like it's the only way. But I've followed it. I've seen others follow it. And you get this feeling, deep down. What if this blueprint, the one we've all been building our lives on, is wrong? What if the walls we are so proud of are actually a cage? Welcome to the Conscious Blueprint. Ananya, I look around the corporate world, and it feels like we are all living in a house designed 100 years ago. And we keep trying to fix it, right? We throw in an open plan office here, a new wellness app there, but it feels like we are just shuffling deck chairs. The foundation itself feels cracked. My real question is, have we reached a point where we have to stop patching things up and just find the courage to design something new, from the ground up?
That's a brave question, Arav. And that feeling, that need to stop patching, that's the real beginning of wisdom. A conscious blueprint, it just flips that entirely. It starts with a much quieter, much more powerful question. It starts from the inside out.
Okay, inside out. I'm trying to really get that. Let's talk about decision making. In my world, making a big decision, it's this huge, messy construction project. We gather mountains of data, we hold endless meetings, everyone has to add their brick of opinion, and we end up with this fragile, complicated thing that no one truly feels they own. How do you possibly build a decision from the inside out?
That's the beautiful trap, Arav. The old blueprint tells you that a decision is something you build. So you search for more bricks, more data, more opinions. A conscious blueprint tells you a decision isn't something you build. It's something you find. You aren't a bricklayer. You are a sculptor.
Okay, inside out. I'm trying to really get that. Let's talk about decision making. In my world, making a big decision, it's this huge, messy construction project. We gather mountains of data, we hold endless meetings, everyone has to add their brick of opinion, and we end up with this fragile, complicated thing that no one truly feels they own. How do you possibly build a decision from the inside out?
That's the beautiful trap, Arav. The old blueprint tells you that a decision is something you build. So you search for more bricks, more data, more opinions. A conscious blueprint tells you a decision isn't something you build. It's something you find. You aren't a bricklayer. You are a sculptor. The answer, the perfect form, is already there, inside the block of stone. Your work is not to add more nice. It's to patiently chip away everything that isn't the answer, the fear, the ego, the doubt, until the clear, simple truth is revealed.
Okay, the sculptor, that metaphor is, wow. But now I'm thinking about my team. They're used to the old way. They're used to adding their brick to the wall. If I go into my studio, find this perfect sculpture, and then I just present it to them and say, here it is. How is that different from a top-down order? Won't they feel completely shut out of the process?
Because you are confusing getting buy-in with creating enrollment. They are fundamentally different architectures of communication. Buy-in says, I need to sell you on my finished product. It's a transaction. Enrollment says, I want to share the clarity I found so that you can find it for yourself. You don't ask them to admire the finished piece. You walk them through the empty space where the stone used to be. You show them the pile of discarded chunks on the floor, the fear, the doubt, and you share the story of why they were chipped away. You don't need their approval of the sculpture. You are inviting them to stand in the clarity that revealed it.
This is a profound shift. From a solo sculptor to inviting the team into the studio. But Ananya, what happens next? How does this scale? I mean, it can't rely on one leader constantly holding the space day after day. That sounds exhausting. How does this process, become the culture itself? What does a company actually built on this blueprint feel like?
You've arrived at the heart of it, Arav. The leader begins as the sculptor. They have to do the work, master the tools. But their ultimate purpose is not to create every sculpture themselves. It is to transform the entire organization from a factory into a master artisans guild. A factory demands conformity. A guild inspires mastery. In a factory, people are told the what and the how. In a guild, they are enrolled in the why. The leader's job is no longer to have all the answers, but to curate the space, the safety, the clarity, and the purpose, where 100 different masters can find their own.
So it's not about just drawing a new blueprint for a project, it's about drawing a new blueprint for how we work together. For how we are together. So, we started this conversation looking at a flawed, inherited blueprint, and we ended in a vibrant studio of masters. We discovered that a true leader isn't a bricklayer, assembling from the noise outside, but a sculptor, revealing the clarity that's already within.
Your outer world will always be a reflection of your inner blueprint. To build something truly new, you must first have the courage to become someone new. The work always begins within.
The question we want to leave you with is, what is the very first line on your own blueprint that you're willing to question? Thank you so much for your wisdom today. It's been truly transformative. And to all of you, thank you for joining us on The Conscious Blueprint.